Hi, I'm Warren Pensini and I'm based at Boyup Brook in the southwest of WA. So we've been on this farm for 23 years. We've practiced holistic management for a number of years, and then in the last 3 or 4 years we've started implementing a landscape rehydration project. My focus on soil health is really based around rehydrating the landscape. So what we're doing here with this project is essentially putting more plants back into our landscape. So where we are here, we're up on top of the ridge, and these ridge lines have traditionally been cleared or over-cleared, and we're putting multi-species plants back up here, as well as perennials. And then we're also putting contour banks into the landscape to hold more water higher in the landscape. So essentially what we're doing is using plants and water to grow more soil. The practices that have made the most difference for us, initially it was our grazing management. So with our holistic grazing, we aim for 100% cover all year round. With this landscape rehydration project, we're really strongly focused on holding more water in the landscape through growing more plants for longer. Perennials in terms of soil health can really change the structure of the soil. You get better water infiltration, you start to get carbon depositing deeper in the soil. Unfortunately, it's a bit dry now, so it's a bit hard to dig up and have a look at that. But when we've dug soil pits, we've seen the carbon basically going down with the roots on the perennials. And we have places where we're now getting perennial roots down 1 metre to 2 metres in places. So the landscape rehydration project that we've implemented here really came about through a conversation with Jim McIntosh from Commonland, and then Carolyn Hall from the Mulloon Institute based in New South Wales. And it kick-started when Peter Hazel, their senior landscape planner, came here in 2019 and put a farm plan together. And then in May 2022, we started implementing that project alongside Lance Mudgeway, who is based in WA with the Mulloon Institute. I feel that it's hugely important to share your experiences. At the end of the day, as landholders, we're just babysitting this country for the next generation. And if we can employ methods that are going to help other people to be more sustainable and more productive going forward, then I think it's really important that we do that. And it's almost incumbent upon us that we do that. We regularly have field days here to show people what we're doing. We're not suggesting that we have all the answers, because we're still learning, and I think everyone continues to learn. The high points for me on our soil health journey would probably be how we've increased our carbon over the years, and most of that has been due to our grazing management. It's really satisfying to see the increase in that soil carbon over the years, and what it has done to our water holding capacity. We get a heavy rain event now and we hold a fair amount of that water in our landscape. However, we know that we can do more, and that's part of this landscape rehydration project, is to hold more water, particularly higher in the landscape. While we certainly focus on soil health, I think a fundamental component is the ecological health of our landscape. We're strongly focused on that ecological health. That's part of what we're doing here with the trees, is increasing the ecology by bringing firstly insects back in that weren't there previously, and then you get birds follow. An ecologically healthy landscape is also a more productive landscape. I think the other one that's been really big for me, particularly over the last 12 to 18 months with the really dry, tough conditions that we've had, is just the aesthetic change in the landscape. That hot summer that we came through, these trees continued to grow, and it just feels a lot better being here. There's something actively alive in the landscape rather than it just being dead. One of my goals for this farm was to leave it in a better shape than when we first came here. I felt that 5 years ago we were kind of getting there, and it was one of the real catalysts to implementing the landscape rehydration project, was to really make landscape change that was really noticeable. It's just very fulfilling when you see that change happening in front of your eyes. And being here every day, you don't always see it. And it is when you go back and you look at photos that you took 12, 18 months ago and you go, oh wow, that's amazing, that change that it's occurred. That part of it is really satisfying. We've implemented a project that is going to have long-lasting effects.